Hello, so a lot of people have asked me on my art videos how I learned to blend coloured pencils so smoothly. So I thought I'd talk about that today, and basically what I've done is just coloured in a lot of art therapy pages or colouring in pages for adults, that sort of thing. They're quite hyped up at the minute. I think you can find colouring books basically everywhere. But I've been doing it for a long time now because I think it really does help with blending techniques and with colour schemes, and it's also really fun to do as well. A lot of people also find it therapeutic and it helps them with their anxiety, stuff like that. I personally get a bit caught up in it all, so I'm probably the opposite of relaxed when I do them, but I still find it really enjoyable. So anyway, here are the pages I finished, and I also have a lot of half-finished ones, so maybe I'll make a part 2 to this at some point. So this is the first page, and this is A4, and I actually have a speed colour on this from a bit over a year ago, I think. As you can see, I did loads of blending with different colours, and I think that's really helpful because before I started doing these, I'd always shade with like a dark green and then a lighter one in the middle, and I'd have never thought to use different colours, and I wouldn't think that they blend well, but I think that helped a lot. And in case you're wondering, most of these I colour with Staedtler coloured pencils or Prismacolor ones, and they're both quite good at blending. Prismacolor is definitely easier to blend, but Staedtler, the triangular shaped pencils are also pretty good for blending as well. Next I have this sort of mandala design. I also think these pages are good if you do like to draw mandalas or Zen doodles, because they can give you a lot of ideas of what to incorporate into your own. This is, again, I think the thing with me, I always like to do things multicolored because I can't pick a colour scheme that well. That's something I'm trying to improve on by doing these pages, so a lot of mine are just multicolored, you'll probably see. Again, this is done with coloured pencils, and I did some gradients. This was before this one. In fact, this is one of the first pages I ever did, which is probably why you can tell the blending isn't nearly as smooth, and some of the colours I chose to blend don't blend that well at all. So you can see the improvement just from doing a couple of pages. This colouring page though is actually so beautiful. Some of the artwork on these pages is just amazing. Next, as I mentioned, I love colouring things in multicoloured. So this one I focused a denser colour on the actual motifs themselves, and then I did a lighter blended design in the background. Almost looks like chalk pastels actually, but it's just coloured pencil. You can see I actually tried to use colour schemes on the separate ones these times, and then just a random one in the middle. And I've also done this thing where you like start off dark and then you get lighter and go dark again, and it gives it a sort of 3D effect, which I think looks quite cool. Next I have a couple I've just done in felt tip pen. So this one's so bright and colourful. Again, I am just useless at picking colour schemes. This one I actually did on holiday. I think these are good if you're like waiting for your boat or I guess a plane or something, and you got nothing to do. I think it's a more productive use of time than to just sit there, but it's hardly like, you don't have to be really involved in it, you don't have to think too hard if you choose not to, so I think they're good for that. Again, the colours are really vibrant, but to be honest, I think this page is quite creepy. I do like it, but like, look at their faces, look at that eyebrow. This is the last felt tip piece that I did, and it's of an S, which doesn't mean anything to me. It's not my initial or anything, but I think it looks quite cool. I actually tried to do some sort of shading, I guess, on this one, which I don't normally do with felt tips, but it looks quite cool, I think. I hope I haven't said it looks cool too much in this video. I feel like I have, but yeah, it's a really nice design again, and it was a lot of fun to colour in. This is a really intense piece that I did, and this took a long time because you know when you colour with pencils, but not just lightly, but to an opaque level, and it takes a long time, it also hurts your hand a lot. And you get this sort of waxy finish, especially if you're using Prismacolors. Obviously I was doing a lot of gradients, so that helps me out a lot when it comes to actually doing my own artwork. This is the last gradient mandala that I did. I focused on just a couple of colours this time, so the pink, the blue, and a little bit of purple. I actually kind of hate the pink with the blue. I don't like how that looks at all, but you live and you learn. Also, I don't really do my gradients like this anymore. I tend to colour a bit more opaquely. This was actually part of an A4 sheet too, but I cut it out in a circle because I think I messed up on the outside. So I just decided to cut my losses and cut it out. This is the last loose sheet that I've coloured in, and this is a cake, obviously. Again, I tried using a colour scheme this time because, as you've seen before, I was useless at them. If you get new art supplies and you want to test them out, I think it's good to do them on these sorts of pages. Like, I used Derwent art bars for some of mine when I first got them, and you can use like new coloured pencils that you've got, test them out, see how they blend, see what their finish is like, and it's sort of less pressure because you're not making the art yourself. Now this page is really quite old, and it's from the Secret Garden book by Joanna Basford, and her artwork is just amazing. I would just buy one of her books just to look at the line work, it's just incredible. But this is a scarecrow, and this one, the paper finish is slightly different, so I had a bit more of a hard time blending colours. But again, I was going with this sort of colour scheme. I think it ended up looking quite cool, and I think it's nice in a book to have a finished page, even more so than a loose sheet. I thought I'd just do a close-up because it's quite hard to see. So there are the leaves, and I can't show you the scarecrow close-up because I'm using a tripod and it's in the way. As I said, I love Joanna Basford's work, and my older brother actually got me this book. And this is a page that I've done. These ones I think are more detailed probably than Secret Garden. It takes a long time to finish a page, but these are the little fish that I coloured in. These are so fun, like they're so cute. I just love her art, it's amazing. And I've been working on other pages too, like this jellyfish, which again, trying to use colour schemes, and then I can incorporate those sorts of things into my own art. Anyway, these pages are just beautiful. They're so amazing. If I could draw like this, I swear. But anyway, that is that book. Anyway, I know this video is quite long and I might have been a bit dull. I wasn't really sure what to say about them. But yeah, if you want to improve your artwork, if you want to improve how you shade, your colour theory, whatever, I think these are a really good thing to do. And also, as I said, a lot of people find them relaxing and calming. And if you're one of those people, it can really help. Also, if you don't find them relaxing, I think a lot of people decide they don't like them because they're not immediately calmed by them. But I personally don't at all. But they're still fun, even if you don't find them therapeutic or whatever. I think you need to keep that in mind. They don't have to be art therapy for you. If you want to use them and you want to focus really hard on them and really think them through, then that's fine too. Also, you don't need really expensive pens and pencils to colour these in nicely. I've done a couple without them and I still think they look quite cool. And I've seen loads of different people do them with just like Crayola pencils or something, and they look amazing. So yeah, you can do it with pencils you've got at home and pages that you print off the internet. So it's really cheap as well. Anyway, have fun with them if you do them. And I will see you soon. Bye.